Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting monthly book wrap up. I'm so excited to talk you through all the books I read this month in the month of November. I did some really good reading. Honestly, all of these books were chef's kiss, so I'm really excited to talk through them all with you, and let's jump straight into it, shall we? So the first book I read in November is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. So this is the second book in a Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and I loved it. It was really good. I was umming and ahhing about continuing the series, because I feel like the first book kind of was conclusive, and you didn't need to go on and read more, but I love the writing style. I really like Holly Jackson's writing. I really loved the first book, so I thought, what the hell, if I enjoyed it that much, why not pick up the second? So I did, and can confirm it was really good. It is a continuation on from the first book, but it does have extra little mystery elements in it, so you won't be disappointed at all. It's not boring at all. It is really good. Would highly recommend. If you haven't read the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, I would jump on it because it's super popular at the moment, and rightfully so. It is very good. So I'd say this was a 4.5 stars for me. Okay, the second book I read this month was Unbreakable by Jelena Dokic. She's a very famous tennis player, if you're not aware, and this is her autobiography. It was very good. It was wild. So yeah, it basically details, trigger warning, it details heaps and heaps of domestic abuse she suffers from her father, literally her whole life. It goes into great detail, so if that's anything that will mess with you, I'd recommend not reading it. But if you're not bothered by that, it is a really good book. It's really well written. It's really interesting to see sort of what happens in Yelena's life. It is kind of overwhelming, all of the abuse she goes through, but an incredible book. I would rate this a 5 star. And if you're looking for an autobiography to pick up, could not recommend this one more. The third book I read this month was V. Schwab's A Darker Shade of Magic. This is the first book in the Darker Shade of Magic series, and I was really excited to pick this up. I'm a big V. Schwab fan. Whenever I'm looking for a nice gothic romantic sort of book, as in romantic era, she does such good gothic books, and this one did not disappoint. I got the whole trilogy for my birthday from my family, so I'm really excited to finish the rest of this series. I really enjoyed it. It basically follows this magician Cal, who can travel through 3 different versions of the city of London. There's a city called London in 3 different worlds, and people can't cross over between the different cities, but he has the ability to, so he travels between them. And then he meets this girl, Lila, from Grey London, which is the ordinary London. And yeah, it's a very exciting adventure that they sort of go on. But the 3 Londons are White London, Red London, and Grey London. Grey London is normal London, our one. Red London has magic, and people love the magic, and it works well with them. And then White London also has magic, but people seek to take control of it, and it corrupts them and such. But it was a really good book. If you've read any of V. Schwab books, you'll know that she never disappoints, and this one is another good one. It's not totally gripping or anything, but it was definitely a really enjoyable read, and I did love it. So I'd rate this a 4 star. The fourth book I read this month was probably my favorite book of the month, and that is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So this is Ali Hazelwood's young adult romance novel, and it follows these 2 chess champions who are 18 and 20 years old, and they're competing in chess, working 2 professional chess players. Sounds boring, but it is so good. This is officially my favorite Ali Hazelwood book ever, which is insane. I love all of her books. I'm seriously, yeah, big fan of Ali Hazelwood, and I really want to read the rest of her books that I haven't read yet. Before this, Love Theoretically was my favorite, and I still really enjoyed it, but this book was so good. And even though it's YA, it's not it's still just as good as the other books. It's just the spice level is fade to black rather than details. But it was a really good book, and I did enjoy it because I feel they're closer to my age. A lot of romance book characters are in their late 20s, but I did like how these guys were in their early 20s, and it was a really good book. My friend got me this for my birthday, and I was absorbed in this. I was addicted. I read this in 2 days, and I just could not put it down. It was consuming me, so I was kind of glad to be done with it because it was a ride. But if you like any of Ali Hazelwood's books, you'll really like this. Would recommend, 5 stars. one of my favorite books of the year. And my lucky last book of this month is Stephen King's End of Watch. So this was the third book in a trilogy. I actually hadn't read the first two books because with Stephen King's books, even when they're in a series, you actually don't have to read the previous ones, like they're separate stories. It's just that the characters cross over, so that's fine. I got this from the secondhand bookshop. That's where I get a lot of Stephen King because he's like a popular author with just like quote unquote non-readers, like normal people. You can find more of his books in secondhand bookshops, so hot tip if you're ever looking for his books. And this one anyway was very, very good. Didn't disappoint. Like all of his books, they're really good. They're really thrilling. This book was pretty like scary in a way, and it was quite graphic. So trigger warning for suicide. This book follows, like, it's basically about this detective and his partner Holly are trying to hunt down this guy who's using like sort of mind control powers to like coax people into committing suicide. So there's a lot of mention of suicide, lots of graphic details, so would not recommend if that's an issue to you at all. Steer clear. I honestly found it a little bit much at times, and it made it hard to get through, especially like towards the end where it was a bit more full on, but it was really good. And Stephen King's books are always really good. Not my favorite Stephen King so far, but as thrilling and as good as the rest of them, really. So I'd rate this like 3.5 stars maybe. Okay, and with that, this is the end of my little book wrap up. It feels like it went really quickly, but I read 5 books this month and they were all amazing. Couldn't say a bad thing really about any of them. So excited to see all the books I get up to reading next month, including Iron Flame. I'm dying to start that, so stay tuned for that next month. I will be sure reading that and reviewing it, tell you guys what I think. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any book recommendations or if you've read any of these books. Let me know your thoughts in the comments because I'd love to know. I loved all of these books so much. Such a good month of reading, honestly, and I'm so excited for the last month of the year of reading. Can't believe it's almost done with another year of reading. I will be doing heaps of like 2023 book wrap-up videos where I talk through some of my best books of the year. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, because that really helps support me and my channel, and I really appreciate everyone who's subscribed. A lot of you guys watch my videos and aren't subscribed, so if you could please subscribe, that would be amazing. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. So until then, bye for now.